Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'll take a look at a team that I built myself that hit a legend for me with a 12-game win streak. This team was absolutely amazing for the Great League Remix Cup, and you still have a few days to give this team a try because honestly, this was so broken for me. Like, this team had basically everything. There are two modes that you can play with this team, which you're going to talk about today here as well. And again, I went on a 10-game win streak in general to get up to legend, and then went on a 12-game win streak total before I got a single loss with this team, and for good reason. This team is ridiculously strong. The main benefit here is that we have Togetic in the lead, which a lot of people don't really expect, and we're going to also have Skeletorch as a sales swap, which barely anyone is currently using. We're running Disarming Voice, which, spoiler alert, you don't need. Didn't really help me at all. I thought it would be a cool idea, like maybe baiting out a Pangoro or whatever, but most Pokemon that are weak to Disarming Voice are not really bulky. It's going to be those, Fighting type Pokemon, or those, what's called Dark type Pokemon, but because the bulkiest Dark types are all currently not allowed to be used, it did not really help me too much. Anyway, Togetic, cool Pokemon, very nice with Psyshock, very spammy, and yeah, we're going to see that we're going to be able to win the first battle. So, we're going to have a lot of battles here today, 20 minutes of video, or like 21 most likely even. This is going to be a very, very nice video to showcase the entire team and what you can do with it. Here, for example, we had a great lead. We saw like the fighting type lead there. We're going to see the Amoonguss coming in, and we still have coverage against this Pokemon here, as we are going to have access to Psyshock. My goal is to catch a move here on the Skeletorch, try to catch either the Sludge Bomb or the Grass Knot, but I will catch a Foul Play now, which is fine as well. I can take a Foul Play. I don't need to shield here, and at this point, we have both equal amount of shields, we have more Pokemon left, and even the Primeape would have not been good against us. And so, here they're going to go into the Toxapex. Event Shadow Ball would have been easier for me, but I actually still get the shield from the opponent, which is an interesting choice by them, as I can go for another charge move here against the Primeape, and here you see why Torch Song still is just going to do so much damage anyway that you don't really need a different move. And I will get basically the most amount of use as well out of my Togetic now, because I can take that Rage Fist, but I get up to basically 2 Psyshocks against the opponent's Toxapex to get them lower, and this kind of seals the deal here for this battle. Psyshock is great coverage on this Pokemon, allowing you to hit those Poison-type Pokemon is absolutely amazing. And now they're going to have a few HP left there, we have a Shield left, we have a Dusknoir left with Astonish, and yeah, let's take a look at the next opponent. So, what do I mean with this team has two modes? There are two different ways of winning with this team, which is either you use your shields on Skeletorch and try to sweep with Torch Song and the boost on your Incinerates, or you're gonna try to get a shield advantage and then try to win endgame with your Dusknoir. Those are the two ways that you can really play this team out. It depends on, of course, what swaps in against your Skeletorch if you have to swap out in the beginning. If it's something that is manageable for you in the 2-shield scenario, you should most likely try to win that matchup and try to burn them all down with buffed Incinerates. If it's not, then you should kind of try to get a shield advantage, which we have here as well for our Dusknoir, and try to do your best with that one. We're going to see here the power of a Dusknoir a lot of times today, by the way. Like, this Pokemon was absolutely amazing. I am forced to use a shield here, sadly, as I just would have done quite a bit more damage than I want them to do. And we can go for a Shadow Punch here, which is going to allow us to get them into a range where we still have to go for another charge move. I hope they use a shield here. That's our only way of still winning. They decide to use a shield. Now we can swap out, force them to go for a charge move. Now they're going to be energy dry here. And I'm still going to have my Dusknoir with a bit of energy and the option to go for a big dynamic punch. And luckily, we're going to be able to outspeed the opponent's Dugong, get the one-hit KO thanks to the dynamic punch here, and still farm down the opponent's Primeape in time. So, next opponent, another Dugong. Horrible lead for us, not great in general for us, but we can swap out into our Skeletorch and we're gonna get out the Quagsire. That's okay. I actually decided to use a shield here, because I think, for me, it is best to be shields down on both sides, because then I can hit them later with a Dynamic Punch, especially if I get them low here. And we see already the Torch Song, gotta get the shield from the opponent, which is cool. I could decide to use another shield, but I decided to let this move go through this time around. Mud Bomb's coming through, so they have Mud Bomb Stone Edge, interesting choice. But I can go for a Psyshock here. I know the Togetic is not really that usable for me, so I shouldn't use a shield here against the opponent, even though they have super effective hits against me. So I let the Stone Edge go through. And what I can do now is I can try to get some energy on my Dusknoir. So I swap out of here, because I know that my Togekiss doesn't really have any play. We got out the Swampert, and it's going to be a CMP tie, where we have to use a shield against the opponent. And I hope that they decide to use a shield here as well. Why? Because I have a bit of an energy lead, and if they shield here, I outspeed them to the next move. And they do make this mistake here. I will be able to outspeed them. I will get the Shadow Punch off before they can go for the KO. But our only win con here is now to catch the move onto the Togetic. Do we even have enough time? That is the question. We have literally perfect enough amount of time there to catch the move. It is going to be the Icy Wind to knock us out, which means one Dynamic Punch is hopefully going to be enough to knock them out. They swap out into the Quagsire, which is very nice for us, as we can now go for the Dynamic Punch. Let's see on how much damage this is going to do here. It is going to be enough to get them into farm down range, but we still get to the Shadow Punch here just in time on the CMP tie, knocking them out, winning us a battle with a 1 HP left on our Dusknoir. To be fair, the most common way of playing this team is by trying to win with Dusknoir. Also, you kind of want to bait out potential normal types. Here, by the way, I didn't want to go for the extra fast move. This is not ideal fast move timing, and I was fully aware of that. The game just overtapped for me. Like, I still remember this one where I was like, that's kind of unfortunate. They go for the Brave Bird here. I can go into my Scaledurge, and they reveal that they have Diggersby in the back. And I was like, this is a game where my win con is to basically sweep with my Torch Song user here. And you're gonna see me playing literally around that, because what you see here is I'm going to no-shield this. I don't care. I don't need this. I just going to let the move go through. Scorching Sands, doesn't really matter. If they want to let the Dynamic Punch go through here, the Diggersby goes down. I would assume they won't. And exactly, they're going to use a shield here. I can still reach another Dynamic Punch onto the Pidgeot, get rid of the Pidgeot. Fine by me. They still cannot farm me down with their Diggersby. So if they want to go back into that, which they don't, they're going to struggle. But they're going to struggle no matter what, because now it's a Tinkaton. And this is the other strategy for this team, is trying to sweep with Scaledurge and Torch Song, which is honestly a very good strategy if the opponent doesn't have a hard answer to Ghost types, which some of them don't have. And as we will see here, they get the defense drop. I don't really care too much about it. I have 2 shields. And again, the main goal here is to win with Torch Song and the damage boost that you get with it. And so we go straight for the move, because this guarantees us to get to another move here straight away afterwards. It's mostly not going to be enough, even though it's +2 Torch Song. It's going to do a ton of damage. Let's see how much it's going to be. One more fast move and it's going to be a win. And you see here the other way of playing this. And as you see as well, this is going to be the first 5-0 for this team. And you saw already the different kind of strategies that we had here. Of course, it's always nice to lead into a Pokemon that we're good against and see a Pokemon coming in that we're good against as well. We have access to Disarming Voice here, which is an interesting shout. Not too sure if it's going to be usable, but luckily we don't get the defense drop here from the Bulldoze, which is great, because of what we can do now is we can go for Torch Song, knock them out, and we still get to the next move in time here, which is going to be very, very cool for us. So, Disarming Voice, again, we would have got to the Shadow Ball at the same speed, which would have knocked them out as well. But we see here, we're gonna still get the KO while still maintaining a lot more energy. I swap out of here, keep my Pokemon alive, and they forfeit immediately. Another lovely lead for us. Primeape comes in, Ferret comes in next. Ferret is an interesting Pokemon here, by the way. It is going to be a Pokemon that in the lead is going to be quite strong against us. We could go for the Psyshock to kind of have a bit of an advantage, so run for the Psyshock exchange instead. But what's kind of funny is, as long as they are going for the charge move, basically straight away we can catch a move here that's double resisted. And yes, their fast move is super effective, but as long as we hit them with one charge move of our Togetic, they don't have any pressure against us anymore, as the charge moves are all resisted on our Pokemon here. Double resisted Swift, I don't really care too much about it. And now we have a ton of energy, and they are weak to us. They're weak to both of our moves here, kinda, as they're going to go into their Grumpig, which is lovely for us, because we can just go for the Torch Song spam. They don't know that I don't have Shell Ball. They don't know they have this voice here, and so they're going to use their shields here. See that there's a Dusknoir in the back, and they got baited quite hard there. To be fair, we see actually quite a lot of lovely leads here for us. We're going to see the Quagsire coming in as well. And as you see here, Shadow Punch is coming through. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage in here if we're going to see them letting it go, but they don't. We're going to let this move go through here, which is fine. It is going to be the Stone Edge from the opponent. And as we will see, we're going to have another charge move coming through. We have the Shadow Punch coming in here. This is going to allow us to get them really low, and we cannot knock them out in time. That's a bit unfortunate, but we have still our other mode to play. And so I let the move go here. Or actually, I use a shield here. They go for Awkward here? Sure, let the move go. I get a ton of energy here, which is cool. They go into their Corviknight, I can go into my Fire type, and they go back into their Pangoro. Not ideal. I make a stupid play here. I go for this move. I was expecting maybe they're gonna let the move go through, trying to get just the shield for me. No. If I went straight for the Torch Song, I just would have had an attack boost now. I have to let the move go through here, just in case they get the boost on it, which they actually do. So that was lucky for me that I let the move go, because otherwise there would have been such a good spot there for themselves. But if I went for this Torch Song before, maybe I could have actually even farmed them down here like this. I have to go for another Torch Song. And the game is not over yet, but I get a lot of damage in, and I get another Torch Song in, and now the game is over. So yeah, good game there. Torch Song Skeledirge is absolutely ridiculous. It's super underrated, like nobody is running Skeledirge for whatever reason. Anyway, we're gonna see here Diggersby against an Elite. You kind of want to play it out. It's a bit of an annoying one. It's quite neutral, even though it's not really supposed to be, because they go for not stab fire punch the entire time. We go for 2 stab moves, but because of the superior bulk, because of the stab quick attack, it's quite neutral. But they swap out into the Togetic tick here, which is perfect. We're going to be able to take this. Psyshock is not going to be too difficult for us, but what I kind of forgot about is how spammy this thing actually is, and so we can take another hit here. But they actually still survive with Torch Song, and they still get to another move afterwards here. So yeah, you're gonna be not in the best position, but also not in the worst either. As we're gonna see here, we're gonna have to take a shield here, basically, because otherwise you're gonna go down. And I think we can farm down now afterwards, but it's gonna be quite difficult as well. They swap out here, they go into the Diggersby. But they also can underestimate, I think, a little bit of the spamminess of the Skeledirge, because what we'll see here is that we can even get to another move. And look at the HP from the opponent, it's dropping down quite fast because of the boosted Incinerate damage. And yeah, goodbye Diggersby, they overfarmed to 100 energy, didn't really help them. We're gonna be able to get the KO here. And now, yeah, they are screwed. Like, they are literally screwed, they have nothing that they can go for. They have to go for the aerial AC against our Togetic, that's why I swap into this one first, and then I can swap still into my Dusknoir later on, as I still get a ton of damage here. But yeah, this game is so over. I just gonna try to get more and more damage onto them, just to see what they're gonna do then afterwards, because now they're in farm down range for even the Astonish. I can let the move go, I can swap out, I can take a Leaf Blade, I still have a shield left. They only have their 1 Pokemon left, and they decide to forfeit here. Another lovely lead, honestly, like, I got some good leads here, like, that's definitely helpful for us. Togetic maybe is just a great lead in the current meta, though, like, that could be the case as well. We're going to be able to go for the Shadow Punch against Grumpig. They make a smart play here, they're going to bait me twice, as far as I remember, which allows them to outspeed me here now as well. Or like, yeah, before I get to the full farm down, I went for the full farm down. But I know that's a dynamic punch, and so I can call the bait, and yeah, I didn't do enough damage here really, right? So I can go for the Shadow Punch here as well. This is going to allow us to get a ton of damage against them. And I can go even up to another one, keep the energy and swap out of here. Why did I do this? Because I know that my entire team is good against Chestnut. Chestnut's moves are all resisted unless they're running Thunder Punch, which is quite rare. All resisted on my other Pokemon, on both of my other Pokemon anyway, so the energy doesn't really matter too much. And I wanted to bait out a Pokemon like the Quagsire here just to see on what they have in the bag. As you can see here, we're gonna be able to just go for a shield, go for the Dazzling Gleam, go for the KO, and win the battle. They go for Stone Edge, they need to risk something here. That's gonna knock them out there. And I still have Shadow Punch as well if the Chestnut has like all their Thunder Punches stored, which they don't. And so we're gonna be able to win this battle. And it's going to be the game that got me to Legend as well. But don't go away yet, because we still have our Pikachu Leaper to claim for the end of this video. So we have another set that we went for with the exact same team. But yeah, this is my Legend team. I think I hit Legend on Saturday. Now it is Friday, so like, yeah, nearly a week ago. But I had a lot of other gameplay that I kind of want to showcase here, so that's why you saw that one before. But yeah, we're gonna see Dusknoir here in the lead. I don't know, now there could be some losses in there as well. I went, of course, in a 10-game win streak to hit Legend, but I got like 2 more wins either before or after directly. But as we'll see, we're gonna have here Shadow Punch coming through. Not really ideal for us. We don't really like to see that lead at all, but they're gonna use a shield here, and I will be able to get the KO there. But they go into their Pangoro, and I thought it might be better to let the move go, because I'm very certain I survive a Night Slash, just barely. I can get the KO here, and I still have the shield for my Skeledirge, which I think is the better play for myself. But they're gonna go back into their own Dusknoir most likely, and that is kind of scary here. Now they go actually into Tinkaton. That's going to be okay for us, because we have the better answer here for that one. But we have to be a bit mindful about the energy level, because I have to let this move go, and I still have to keep like energy for the Dusknoir. Player comes through, that makes it way easier. I can go for the Torch Song, which most likely going to be enough to knock them out here as well. It's neutral, but oh no, it's not. They're gonna still survive with 1 HP. We're forced to use a shield here, and we have to hope that they don't have boulders now on the opponent's Tinkaton. But we should be fine here. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be able to win this battle as well, thanks to the Skeldurge mode of this team. And that's what I love about this team. The 2 modes that you can run basically, and depending on what you're gonna go for, like the team gonna play a little bit differently. Here we see myself swapping into Dusknoir because of course it was a Pokemon that's double weak to Incinerate, so we kinda want to keep our Incinerate user for later on. We were able to take a hit here from a Greninja, which is cool. They're gonna give me a shield and I can go into my Togetic, and sadly, this is not the best matchup, but I kinda want to try to go for my other mode again. I want to try to go for my Skeldurge mode, and I sadly just don't get to my move in time, and so I was thinking, is it worth for me using a shield here? I don't actually think so. I sure went for a Psyshock though. Psyshock would have allowed me to go for the full farm run in time. Here I do need to use another shield. That was a mistake by me for sure, and they sadly have a Drift Blim in the back, and this is going to be a bit annoying. They're very likely going to use a shield here. They don't. If I had Shadow Ball, I guess I would have been able to knock them out here. I guess, again, like as said before in the beginning, Disarming Voice is not needed. The Disarming Voice didn't really help me at all, I would say. Didn't help me. But they make an interesting play here. They decide to go for the no shield. Now it's going to be +1 Incinerate against Fortress. I have to hope that it's going to knock them out in time. It doesn't, because they got the 1 free fast move in the beginning. And this is sadly going to be it for this battle. Going to be the first loss with his team here. Going up against the Gliscor next is going to be a great matchup for us, especially with Skeldurge coming in here. I can't see us lose this battle here already at this point. But they actually CMP tie, and they win the CMP tie against us, which is annoying, because I would just want to get the energy now at this point, but I still kind of knock them out here. Oh, I get the shield. That is ridiculous. I don't know why they do this. I have no idea. That doesn't make sense. Thanks so much, though. Like this. We're going to be able to go for the Shadow Punch spam. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage onto them, and we're going to be able to get, yeah, just the no shield here. That's going to be fine. We still have 2 Pokemon left that have a great synergy with each other. One is weak to fire types, not really, but like this is going to be a very good matchup for us still. We're going to be able to take those Thunder Punches. It's not super effective. It's just, oh, they go for Blast Burn. Great play. They just tried to knock us out here with this one. Great play. Doesn't really matter. We have Psyshock still, and so I don't really care too much about it. We got them low enough for a Psyshock for sure. And as long as they don't have like 2 charge moves here, I think they maybe have 2 charge moves here already though. They don't. Okay, we're gonna be able to knock them out here. This should be enough. Shadow Typhlosion has no bulk basically. And so yeah, that's gonna be enough here. The Gliscor has nothing to hit us with, like literally, not as like, I think Aerial Ace is the hardest hitting move. And we can move on to the next opponent. Where are we just getting hardwalled? There's nothing I can do here. Like I should have stopped out into my Dusknoir. That is something that I should have done. Mistake. Mistake, for sure. I just went into my normal say swap, but if they have like a steel type like this in the lead, I should have went ahead. I should have went into my Dusknoir. In hindsight, that was a silly mistake by me. It's just so likely. If they have like either Corviknight or the Skarmory in the lead, that they have a Mudboy in the back. It's just so likely, so that's a mistake by me. For sure, should have played it differently. But anyway, we have some energy here. We're going to be able to swap out now into our Dusknoir, and they have 2 Mudboys. I could have maybe aligned myself, which would have been cool. Like if I aligned myself with the Dusknoir, I would have had the option to win this battle here. Like this, I should be screwed. I don't think there's a way of me winning this one. I kind of have to hope that I can either knock them out here or farm them down. I think I'm going to go for the farm down now, but they still get so much energy on their Skarmory. I highly doubt that I have a chance here of winning this battle. I'm honest with you here. I don't think there's a way. Unless, maybe I can store a move here, swap out, catch a hit. No, I cannot catch a hit either. I have to go for a Dynamic Punch maybe later. But again, I should have played it way differently. I don't think they're in Dynamic Punch range yet. They have most likely 100 energy at this point as well. Just silly by me. Just silly by me. I tried my best here to overfarm by a little bit extra as well. Wasn't enough, but is this enough to knock them out? It is actually. Dusknoir doesn't really care about those matchups here. Good game there, we can move on to the final battle. They swap out into the Corviknight, I can swap out into my Skeldurge, and this should be a matchup that I can so like win, basically. But I decide to go for, I should go for a shield here. I didn't, but that's okay because they don't have payback. That's lucky though, because yeah, if they have payback, I'm kind of screwed here. I should have went for a little, like 1 extra fast move here actually. But they have in the back the Carbink, which is a bit awkward, but I guess this is not over yet because at least I can align myself. I can go into my Ghost type here, and I can go into my Togetic against the opponent's flying type, so that's kinda goes well for me. That's kinda the way I wanted to go. They go for a shield here as well, which is great. I have to shield here, of course. But this game is going to be a bit close because it, of course, depends on, yeah, how that's going to go with the Pidgeot. I have to try to go for the Dazzling Gleam here, try to get as much damage as possible. Let's see on how this is going to go here. They're going to go for the shield. That's fine. I'm going to no-shield. I have to no-shield here, right? Please don't shield. Please don't shield. Don't shield. It's Feather Dance. Feather Dance is actually an issue, though, because now I'm barely going to do any damage. So I have to hope they can still go for a Psy Shock in time here in order to do enough damage to knock them out, but I don't. So well played by the opponent, because now I don't have energy. I don't even have the option to go for a fast or a charge move here. Thanks so much. And now the Carbon can survive the hit, so yeah, that's going to be sadly a loss. But 3-2 still at the end here, which is going to be enough to, of course, get us a Pikachu Libra. And that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to leave a like. Please try out this team. This team was absolutely amazing. And yeah, this is my legend team for this season. Hopefully, this was a cool team for you as well. Definitely try it out. Here's my Pikachu. I still don't have a shiny Pikachu Libra. I am playing every single, Go Battle League season so far and don't have a single shiny Pikachu Libra. Got legend every single season. Never missed out, but it's still not lucky. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you then. Bye bye.